Australia 2-0 up in the Ashes and are looking to seal the series with a win in the iconic Boxing Day test at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. England are down and out, but can Joe Root inspire a miraculous comeback? It looks tough, but in sport, anything is possible. Hello and welcome to News 9. I am Shubhayan Chakravarti, joined by Nikhil Narayan to preview the third Ashes test between Australia and England. Nikhil, let me clear a bit of cloud firstly. What is Boxing Day?
Firstly, it has nothing to do with boxing, Shubhayan. It has nothing to do with the sport of boxing. See, Boxing Day, it basically originated somewhere in Britain, I think 200 years ago. Post-Christmas, people used to give their employees, workers, postmen, gifts in boxes.
Okay.
From those boxes, the word has come Boxing Day.
Okay.
In cricket, I think in 1864 there was a Sheffield Shield a Sheffield Shield match between Victoria and New South Wales, which was played from the 26th of December.
Okay.
So that traditionally became the Boxing Day Test match.
Oh, I see.
Only later in the 1950s and then permanently from the 1970s did MCG, the iconic Melbourne Cricket Ground, started hosting the Boxing Day Test match.
Okay.
It included 26th as one of the dates, and then after a certain while, 26th the match started.
Oh.
And from then the MCG Test has been called the Boxing Day Test match.
Okay, and have there been any sort of historical matches so far in Boxing Day? Obviously, we know that football and cricketing calendar are packed during this time frame.
Yeah, there are many matches. I mean, Vaughan's most recent, I think, was the Vaughan 700 wicket at the MCG. Vaughan took a hat-trick here in the 90s. Also, there was this match in 1981 between Australia and West Indies, in which Kim Hughes, scored 100 from 8 for 3.
Wow.
So that was a fantastic match. Then Sehwag's 195, Ricky Ponting, same double 100 in the match. Again, a Boxing Day Test match. There have been many iconic Test matches. Yes.
Nikhil, let's move to the cricketing action now. Obviously, the third test is being hosted by the iconic MCG. We know the history and tradition of MCG and the Boxing Day test now, but how has Australia fared in that venue?
See, they have won 64 matches, Shubhayan, lost 32, which is a win-loss ratio of 2. But interestingly, it is their worst win-loss ratio at home.
Wow.
Which also shows their dominance at home. Amongst their major grounds, it is the worst performance. But having said that, Australia is already 2-0 up and the favourites to win the series at the MCG. Also, if you see only Australia and England matches as Ashes matches at the MCG, England have given them a run for their money.
Oh.
They have won 20 matches, lost 28. So it's quite neck to neck at the MCG between Australia and England.
That's pretty close contest when it comes to the MCG, Nikhil. But one player that would be making a return in the third Ashes Test is Australia's full-time captain, I would say, Test captain Pat Cummins. So Steve Smith will again take the vice captaincy role, but a big comeback for the Australian team.
Absolutely. I mean, Pat Cummins, by far, Shubhayan, the best test bowler in the world. There are no doubts about it. He has a test average of what, 21, 22, which is amongst the best in test cricketing history. 171 wickets in just 35 tests. He's absolutely sensational bowler, beautiful rhythm, bowls the right channels, 21 wickets in 4 tests at the MCG, a massive boost for Australia. Not that they needed it, but a massive boost. Even if Hazelwood doesn't play, and we're not sure whether he'll play or not, Cummins coming back, captain and the best bowler, a great boost for them.
One update I can give you straight from the nets is that Hazelwood was shadow bowling today, and interestingly, Steve Smith, the maniac, the batting maniac we all call him, he was shadow batting against him in the nets when Josh Hazelwood was shadow bowling. So that is one update. But Hazelwood playing the third test, it looks very unlikely at the moment. Australia have dominated the show, Nikhil, so far. But one weak link that has emerged from such a tightly packed unit is the opener Marcus Harris looking out of sorts.
Absolutely. Marcus Harris only has a test average, Shubhayan, of 22, which is very poor. I mean, from international standards, a test average of 22, 250s in 23 innings, 38 runs in 4 innings in this series. He has Marcus Harris, will be replaced even if Australia wins if he does not deliver. He needs to do something at the top of the order. He has the backing of the team management in this test match, but I think time is running out for Marcus Harris.
One player who has been warming the bench so far is Usman Khwaja, although he has scored majority of runs in the middle order, but he is one of the options who can be tried again at the opening slot. Although I am not sure how well Khwaja will take that one, but yes, definitely an option going forward, especially when the likes of Harris are not scoring runs at all.
Absolutely. Right. I mean, Usman Khwaja is a fantastic batsman. He has some great returns in first-class cricket of late. His experience would be brilliant at the top of the order. I think Australia will look into that, especially if they win the series, nothing to lose. Yeah. I think, and Harris doesn't score, I think Khwaja will replace Harris.
Absolutely, but let's come to England. Absolutely looking out of sorts, out of colours in this Ashes so far. Their bowling has disappointed. Yes, Joe Root has also pointed that their bowlers have not been brave enough. But what about that batting unit? I mean, I have been saying that for a while now, but this England batting unit looks weaker and weaker with every match.
Yeah, very disappointing performance. Except for Root and Milan, the rest of the batting has crumbled. Buttler 88 runs, Stokes 65 runs, Hamid 58 runs, Burns and Pope 51 and 48 runs in the series. Absolutely shambolic. If you see the top 6 batting positions, Shubhayan, since 2019, England has an average of only 33.54, which places them on number 7 on the list. Amongst all major test playing nations.
19 innings per 100 per century.
Which is very poor. So England, batting. Joe Root might have done a disfavor. I think the bowling has been poor, yes, but the batting has been even poorer. And I think Joe Root needs to address that. In both the test matches, after the Root-Malan partnership, there was a collapse. In both the test matches. England needs to do something. I think they'll make a number of changes we will discuss a little later.
Again, another interesting update I'll give you from the nets when it comes to England's batters is that both the openers, Haseeb Hameed and Rory Burns, were made to bat in one leg. In their back foot leg, and that is what their bowling coach made them do to make them have a better balance, is what I am being told. But yes, another interesting training drill for them. Hopefully it will bolster their batting a bit because they need it desperately. But Nikhil, England need to win. England, if they lose, they are done with the series. Ashes remains with the Australian team. But if they have to win, what sort of changes should they make in the playing 11?
I mean, firstly, no team has ever won. England has never won an Ashes 0-2 down in the Ashes history. So they'll be creating history.
And this time also it looks
very unlikely.
Close to impossible.
I'm looking at as many as 4 changes, Shubhayan. Wow. You have to try something drastic, otherwise you're not beating the Australian team. I think Burns, Pope, Vokes and Broad need to go out. Zach Crawley, Bairstow, Wood and Jack Leach might come in. The only controversial one I've chosen here is Jack Leach after his terrible performance, in Brisbane. But that's because otherwise the England attack looks a very one-dimensional attack. There's no spinner. Therefore, Jack Leach. Otherwise, everyone selects themselves. Rory Burns has failed in 8 of his last 13 innings. He has to be replaced. Pope has an average of just 21 this year. Chris Vokes' bowling average is 22 in England. It's 54 outside England.
That is shocking.
He's a different bowler outside England, and therefore, he's not the same all-rounder outside England. I think at least 3 of these changes I'm sure of. I'm not sure of Broad versus Leach, but the remaining 3 I think will happen.
Nikhil, before we wrap up, what do you see England winning this and making a comeback, or is the series Ashes done for Australia 3-0 up?
I think we'll see a fight back, but I don't think they'll win.
So Nikhil is saying that he doesn't think England will win. Do let us know whether you think England can make a comeback in this Ashes or not. But that's it for our preview show for the Ashes. For more such videos and news from the sporting world, like, share and subscribe to News 9.